Hi there, it's Karen here from Turquoise Treasures. Welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to be doing another one of my random Monday morning makes. Just that's what I feel like doing at the moment on a Monday. And actually it is even Monday that I'm filming this, even though I'm about 2 weeks ahead now. I do like to film ahead where I can because I know I've got a busy time coming up when I might find it more difficult to keep up with my schedule of filming. So I thought I'd get myself ahead. Now these are all the tags and a couple of journal cards that I cut and that I did from a masterboard that we did in Roxy's Weekly Challenge. Probably for you is probably a couple of weeks ago now, but for me it was a couple of days ago. So it was week 28 and we were making masterboards with pieces of paper placed around them. I'll show you the one that I did actually make on the day but didn't actually cut up. So this is the last one I did, I think, but I haven't cut this one up. But that doesn't mean I won't. But I thought I would only work on the ones that I did cut up, get them decorated and finished, and then I don't have to put them in my to-do box because I've got enough things in my to-do box, quite frankly. And at the end of the video, I remember saying I could just carry on doing this all day, really. But I did carry on for a bit longer, and I made a couple more. So I'll just show you those. So I think this was the last one I did. I just love this piece and I thought, well, that would just make a nice journal card all on its own. So I've got that one, and I also made this one. I really love this one. I love them all, really. I don't know which way around it should go, probably that way. But anyway, they're so much fun to make, so colourful, and yeah, I love them. So I thought today I will just try and get some of these decorated out for finish. You know what I'm like. I never get finished because I get bogged down with choices. But some of them won't need a lot doing to them anyway, I don't think. So I'll just make them into, whatever they need to be. Keep it simple with some of them. Certainly this one. I kept trying a few things on it, the odd label or something, just to see if that needed something to finish it off. And to be honest, I don't think it really does. I think it's quite pretty as it is. I'll just make it into a tag shape, put a little topper on it, or tabby thing, and I think that might be it. So I'm going to start with that. Let's have a nice simple one to start with. See how we get on. I've got my little corner card here. I don't know which one shall I use. That one. These might be a bit small. I might use this one, I think, for this, because it's fairly wide, so it needs a... And now, where's my scissors? I seem to start every sentence with "where's my," don't I? And sometimes I can't find things because my husband has borrowed them and still got them. I found him just now with my fabric scissors, cutting up something or other that was definitely not fabric. So I went, oh no, don't use those. He didn't know. He does now. But he often likes to borrow these. He probably couldn't see them because they were buried under a piece of paper. So he grabbed the next best thing. Didn't know they were fabric only. Right, so there's the tag. And I think what I quite like to do is put a little fabric topper on it. Now I've got a couple pieces that I pulled out that might go on here. There's this piece. I've had this quite a long time, and this I think it was quite a big piece originally. Well, I say big. I think I may have had that much of it, but it is very thin, and I don't know if it'll show up enough. It's quite good for backing behind things. I'm not sure it'll work as a topper. Maybe not. This was a piece somebody gave me last week at Craft Club. Isn't it pretty? It's just an odd scrap, but that's all I need. Sometimes I come in these days and I find a little pile of scraps on my table, or when I've arrived, I turn around and there's a scrap arrived, and this was the one that turned up this week. And I think people are bringing them in for me now because they know I like little scraps. So I'm just going to try and cut this into a big enough piece to use, because I think the colour goes quite nicely on here. I was looking for something more in these colours, these warmer colours, but actually sometimes a contrast is better, and it does go quite well. So I think I'm going to go with that. There's some scraps you just can't reuse, aren't there? I mean, really, I don't think I could use that. So I'm going to pop that on there. I'm wondering whether it needs a little, maybe a little button or something, just to cheer it up. I might see, because I don't want it to take away too much from the flowers. Pop that there. And if I put something on it, thinking about it, it means I won't be able to sew around it, which I think I probably would like to do, just because I do think that just gives it a finishing look. What does give it the finishing look, of course, or a bit of a finish, is the good old, can't get hold of it, oh, bit of Distress ink. Always finishes these things off. I'm feeling a bit like I might want to do something with these corners as well. Do I snip them or do I round them? That's the question. Sorry, I can't hear you. What did you say? I'm going to round them. I know it's a bit radical, but not for me, obviously. So I do with a lot of things, but I don't usually do it with tags. I just thought I'd see if it looked, how it looked. That's not done it properly. Yes, it has, just about. Just softens it. It's barely noticeable, but I rather like that. So I think that's just fine as it is. Love it. Now that I've inked around and put a little topper on, I just think it looks fine as it is. I really like that. So that's one. Let's go with this one. Now this one is a little bit smaller and it's a bit plainer, so this definitely needs something on it. I'm going to do my corners first. I'm going to do the small one for this. That one or that one. Let's see which one looks best. Maybe this one. It's not as small as, not a super tiny tag, is it? So yeah, that one will be fine. That one. Turn it around and do the other side. I find it easier than try to reuse the little corner that I've just cut off. It just works for me. Right, so what do we need on here? Let's see. I'm usually drawn to some sort of, whoops, vintage lady of some sort. Have I got anybody that would look good on here? And there's so many options. I could go for flower, I could go for a bird, many things. But I love my little ladies, lady pictures. Is she too wide? She is a bit. I know I could, the colours go really well actually. I wonder if I could cut it down a bit, whether that would be, maybe that would work. Let's see if I've got anything else. I just like the way her colour in her roses pick out the colour in the background. So also these ones, no, not quite feeling that one. I've got some tall ones. They're good size wise, but I'm not sure about the colours. Let's work with this young lady here and see how she looks. I trim her down a little bit. this side as well. I'll straighten it up, except that I'm not sure I've cut that straight in the first place. It's better. Try to line up against the guideline on the trimmer. Doesn't always work, but now, have I made her fit any better? That's better. Actually, I might bring her down so that she's got the pattern all around her. I will just snip off her little corners. Right, how does that look? Looks really pretty. I think I need something across here. I know part of the challenge was to leave the gaps, but now that we're working with these, I'm not sure I like them. So I might try and put a little something across here. Or we could put a little bit more paper on there, maybe. Soften up the whole thing with a little bit of extra paper, maybe. And I'm going to tear it. I know that wasn't part of the challenge, but I'm not doing the challenge anymore, so I can tear. I'm just wondering whether to put a little something there. I quite like that. It just breaks it up a little bit, the straightness and the... Yeah, I think I might just do that. Put that there. Some nice little, tiny little bit of this particular piece of Florentine paper. I've used it so much and I really like it, but you've got to use them. Anyway, it's gone now. Right. And so I'm going to put her on there. I don't think I need to put anything else behind her because I think this frames her quite nicely. So I'll put her on there as she is. Glue. I do find sometimes if I make my tags too bulky, they're quite difficult to get into a pocket. So I'm trying to be more aware of not overdoing the tags and putting too much on them so that they actually don't fit in a pocket anymore. Okay, and we'll ink around it and we'll put a little topper on, or maybe I'll punch something. Perhaps I'll punch a little slot. How about that? A little slot in my tag this time. There's so many options, aren't there, of what you can put at the top of your tags. My little slot punch. Oh, it's alright, that was my stapler going. A tiny attacher just fell on the floor while I tried to get this out. Right, I don't know if this is the right way around, I don't know. It's not usually the way I do it. Let's see if I can get it that way, that's it. Central. There we go. And I think it needs a little something through there. Let's find a nice bit of lace. I think I might put a bit of this through there. It's about the right width, I think. Yep, like that. I think I'll just glue that into place. Oh, yep, there it is. A little bit of Fabri-Tac. That bit there. A bit there. Oop. Quick ink at the back. Such pretty paper this for the backing. This is one of the G-Curve freebies. She's very generous with her freebies, as many are. Right, there we go. I think that's really pretty. I love that. Okay, another one done. Nice to have a few things to go in the ready-made ephemera. Right, got this piece, another piece of this. So okay, first thing I'm going to do my corner. I think this one, well, I'll ink around it first. I'm going to use this punch. I think it's sometimes called the Euro punch. I don't know, it's got various names, I think. Oh, that didn't work, did it? I didn't push it in far enough. Oh, what a shame. Okay, well the only thing to do is to level it off. I have to cut that across. No, I think it's a bit small now to use that again. That's okay, looks alright otherwise. I might leave those, leave that as it is. I was just going to see if there's anything on my autumn ephemera that I had before that might go on here. Probably got another owl. He's rather sweet on the top there, isn't he? I like him. Let's see. I wonder if I've got anything. Can I pop that behind? I'm not quite sure. It looks like it's meant to be a tag, but it's not been cut very well. By me, obviously. A really big bow. Ooh, I wonder if I could use that as a top. That's a bit different, isn't it? Hang on. Let's just cut this out. Oh, there's all sorts of interesting bits in here. And I used a lot of it. It's an amazing kit for ephemera. That the Autumn Wonder by Junk Journal Studio, I think, is the Etsy shop. I might just pop this behind as a sort of background. Put that there. Put the bow at the top. Well, I think I quite like that. Does that look really weird? I don't know. It covers up the fact that I've cut the tag weirdly, doesn't it? But I think it's quite fun. Well, I think I'm just going to do it. Just to do something different. I don't know. I thought that bow was going to be way too big. But somehow, I kind of think it works. Anyway, I'm doing it. So, that is that. Right. And I'm going to put that there. I think I might use my art glitter glue. Gives me a little bit more control. Now where do I want to go up to? Top of the bow. Top of the knot, I think. So that it covers up just the top of the tag. I think it'd look odd if there was a bit of a gap. Okay. There we are. I might just ink the back of the bow. I just want to do quite like the slightly rounded bottom corners. Okay, and that's that one done. So from what appeared to be a disaster, I think I've actually ended up with something really rather sweet. Rather like that. Okay, next. Right, so I've got this one, which also needs the corners guarding. It does make a difference to making it into the shape of the tag, and it can give you some ideas as to how best to use it. Also gives me a chance to have a think while I'm cutting these. What can I put on here? So at the moment I think I'm thinking possibly Italian lady, because I don't know why I associate those with blue. And it has got the Florentine paper on it. Maybe that's to do with it. Has it got the Florentine paper? Yes, it has. I doubted my own words there. Get rid of some of these bits. And we'll have a bit of an ink around again. This time I may have another shot at doing the Euro punch, although I'm not sure this tag is quite big enough. I don't know. Don't know why I thought the last one was and this one not so much. Don't think it's smaller. We'll see. Let's see if we can find an Italian lady to go on here. Right, I think because it's a fairly small tag, relatively, I probably need a single lady. She might go on there quite well. Let's see, I'm not sure she's got quite enough colour to show up against that background though. I've got another single one. Quite often they're in pairs, although she was also part of a pair and I've tore her partner off, so I could do that again if they're not too close to each other. But this one, nope. Anything else? No. Not easy to separate them into individuals if they're too close together. Although this one might work. That's quite nice. And she might work too. Let's see. No, not that one. I think that's it. Have I missed a page? I feel like I haven't seen them all. Oh, there's that. Let's have a look. See which of these. I don't think she quite works because her background's not quite bright enough. So I could put these two ladies, I think I could tear down there. They would look quite nice on there. Quite liking them. Thinking maybe I could do just this lady. No, don't think them. She's not quite right. Well, there's the one on the left. They're both quite muted, but this one has got a little bit of brighter colour. These here. So I'm going to try and separate those from the smaller one to the side. I'm afraid there's no room for her. So yeah, I really like that. I really do. I think I'd like a little bit of lace on here as well, I think. Really like those on there. Let's find a little bit of lace to put behind them. Just a little bit. She'll probably cut it down a bit, but just a little bit along the side there, yep, like that. Or no, I think I'll do it. I don't want to make it too bulky, like I mentioned before. Trim it there a bit, and I'll just cut it down a bit. I made it a bit long. A little bit, I can trim it off after. So that would go there, and they'll just go there. Okay, let's do that. Trim it off a little bit up here. There we are. And they can go on there. Now all I've got to think about is what's going to go on top. I'm feeling a little scrap of fabric again. I do like that look. Okay. This piece, I don't know if that will Would that go? It's got the right colours in it, I think. Yes, this picks out the colour of the blue in her dress, so that's pretty. I like that. Okay. Wide enough, not quite. Need a little bit more. Spread it out a little. There we are. Ink around the back. I think so. The back is just as pretty as the front, but it can be written on because it's nice and light. Okay, there we are. One more done. I think most of these I'll probably aim to sew around. Certainly this one can be sewn around. Was there something else? Oh yes, I was just going to do something about these corners. I think these are snippy corners, little snip. And there we are. Just quick before it starts to fountain out. Okay, one more. I think perhaps I ought to have got some of these journal cards. I've got two. They're a bit similar. So I've got this one. They're similar, but they're not the same. And they're even slightly different size by the looks of it. Yes, one's a bit smaller. So let's do one at a time. Let's start with that, and we're going around the corners. I'm thinking possibly a flower or a bird for this one. And I think I'm going to start with my flowers. Let's get rid of all these little tiny pieces of corners. Okay, let's have a look at my box of flowers and see what I've got in here that might go. Is that going to go? Not really. Don't really know what's going to work on here. Would that work? It's hard to know whether the yellow will be... no. I've got this, but it's vellum. It's quite a good colour, but it's a bit small. And it's a bit see-through. That one? No. No, it's not the right colour. I don't think I've got flowers that will quite work on here. Nope. No, definitely not purple. What's this at the back here? Maybe it might work on there. I'm not sure. Not on its own though. What have I got? Lots of sort of die-cut bits. Come from various old kits. Actually, they might work if I had something like some green or something to go behind, like some big leaves. Ooh, I have some gold leaves. Wonder how these would look. I think these are old from a scrapbooking kit by Maggie Holmes or somebody. Used to buy a lot of her stuff back in the day. About that. That's a bit different, isn't it? I quite like that. Didn't think I'd ever use those because they're quite thick, fairly thick cardstock. And the gold leaves are fabric. I really like that. That surprises me. Okay, right. Let's put these down one at a time in the order that they're there and now. Before I forget where I had them. So this one was down here, I think. Hoping that will glue down. I might need, maybe I need the Fabri-Tac for these. Okay. Make sure it's all glued down before I attempt the flowers. Right. Now I think, how are we going to do this? It was like that, wasn't it? So we'll just ink around the edge of these as they have got a white edge, and it just gives. So this should work on here, hopefully. And that one goes there. There we are. Well, did not anticipate that I'd be using these on here, but I love that. I love it. I love the colours. I think it goes beautifully together. Who knew? I knew there was good reason for hanging on to some of this stuff. A lot of it I got rid of when I moved, but I did keep a few bits. And these were one of them, or some of them. Okay, so that's the journal card done. That journal card. What about this one? I love this one. I think I love it almost just as it is. I don't think it needs very much. Right, let's see. I'm going to have a look at my Tim Holtz people. Don't use them very often, not because I don't like them, but, oh, having said that, I just spotted this and I just wondered if that would go on there. Probably would have gone on the other one, but it's too big for this, really. Do you remember I've got these? These are quite nice. These are Paper Outpost Seed and Flower ads. easy to forget you've got some of these things. There's a lot of things in this box I forget I have. Right, I want... Let's see if I've got a Tim Holtz. I haven't got many. I don't seem to have got that many left. But these are a bit small. Needs to be a lady really, because of the colours. And I haven't got one. Not in this size anyway. It's all men or children, and I don't think they will quite work. I have got this one. She's a bit small. Okay. It's okay. I have others. Thought this might be the right size, but they're not really. So I have them split into small, medium and large. And the large can be very large, so I thought it would be, that might not work, but maybe it will. And I also have the solos, and they generally tend to be large as well. Okay, but I'd have to go and get those. Let's see if there's somebody here that would work on here. These are my larger pack. They're a bit caught. There we are. I've got my eye on someone, but I can't get at her. There's her. Anybody else? Well, there's her. She's quite nice. I rather like her on there, I think. Gather these up. I'm just going to have a quick look in my solos. I think she looks rather nice on there. I think she might be the winner. But let's just check quickly. Not to mess about for too long. No. Oh no, she's a bit miserable, isn't she? She might be quite nice there. Nope, nope. I'm going to give myself too many options. Oh, there's some lovely ones here. Oh dear. Oop. Let's just see. I think I'll have a look at these two and just decide. She needs something to sit on. I still like her. I think that's what I'm going to go for. I like her on there. Is there any bits that need popping out? No. Do I need something behind her? Let's have a look at any words that work on here. That one. Nope. Oh yeah, I think it's that one. I need to print some more of these off. Friends. Yes. Comfort. I fancied a long word like that, but don't seem to have got any. What's this? No. I've got some more here, but they're facing the wrong way. I need to get some more vertical words, I think. Is she laughing? Can we say she's laughing? It says laughter. or Charity. Just check there's no more. Okay, no. None of the words seem to be quite appropriate for her, really. So it says either laughter or charity. Does she look like she possibly works for a charity? She's the sort of lady who might do. Okay, let's go with that. I think I'm going to use my Fabri-Tac because it's a little bit stronger than, because she's quite thick on thick cardstock. Ooh. She's a bit central, isn't she? Just move her over a fraction that way. To leave room for this. Yep, thought so. It's printed on label paper. Right. Pop that there. And I don't know, it just feels like it needs something else. I think it needs a flower, maybe a small one. I will go and see what I can find and I'll be right back. Right, so I pulled in a couple of things. I don't know if they're going to work. I've got my bag of flowers that I bought from Shabby Dabby Doodah, and they come like this. You get 3 layers and they have these rather horrible centres which are very easy to pull off. So I separated it out and I've just taken 2 of the 3 because that's, I think, enough. I don't want this to get too bulky, and put a little gold brad in the middle. So it's flat on the back. So that should be okay as long as it's glued down. And I also pulled in my little painted swatches that we did in another weekly challenge a few weeks ago with my little bits of painted fabric and paper. And I wondered whether to put a little bit of that on, but I don't know if it's overdoing it a bit now. Whether that's going to be too much, whether it's really... I don't know. I think it might be too much. I don't really want to cover up too much of this really pretty background, but I do like the flower on there, I think. So I think I'll just do the flower. I really like these and I do want to use them, but there's a time and a place, and I don't think this is it. I have plenty of other things I can add those to. I could be doing these kind of masterboard pieces for months, quite frankly. I have so many that I could decorate, because I have about half a dozen masterboards that I made, I think, when I was recovering from my surgery, and I just did them on my, with one hand and slowly, and had a lot of fun just sticking bits of paper onto 12 by 12 scrapbook paper. But I've never actually brought them out and done anything with them, so they may make an appearance in future episodes of... I don't know what to call it, it's just Mishmash Monday, I suppose, I don't know. Every week will be something different. So last week I worked on my little journal for my new grandson, so yes, whatever I feel like really each week, what I feel like working on. It's quite fun because sometimes we do these things in Roxy's Weekly Challenge and we make something and then don't really have a chance to finish, or at least I often don't. So I thought I can use this opportunity on a Monday to finish things off. There we go. I'm just gluing that down because I don't want it catching when I put it in and out of a pocket. That's why I was a little bit heavy-handed with the glue there, but I think it stops it flapping about too much. Okay, so that's that one. I like that now. I think that's worked out nicely. So I don't think really we've got time to do any more today. So we've got a few more to do. Actually, we didn't do too bad. How many have I got left? Only 2 left. That one I probably won't do much to anyway because I love it as it is. This one, yeah, that will need some work. So maybe on another Monday we'll come back and finish those off. And I've got those other masterboards that I showed you, that we could do some of the work on those as well, couldn't we? Cut them up, make things out of them. So let's see what we've done today. So we've got this one, and then this journal card as well. And they've ended up very different, even though they were very close to each other. They were from the same piece. In fact, that was the piece. That was the whole. Just cut it in half, didn't I? And then we've got these tags. So I've got this one. This fun little one. I really like that in the end. This one. And this one. So yeah, we've got 6 done. That's quite good going for me. So thank you for joining me today. This was so much fun. I really want to do it again. And I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.